All right, I would like to welcome everyone to the Parks and Trails meeting here for November 6th, 2024. I'm Katie Dudley, and this is Justin Black. And then I'll just say, who are you, sir, and where do you work?
John Huey, I work for the city of Blue.
Right, Public Works. Okay, and then who are you, sir?
Kevin McDermott.
All right, and then on the screen here, we can't really see you guys, but we have Ryland attending, Joy Britzinger, and Jeff Manguson. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yes, you did.
All right, fantastic. Well, welcome. Dawn Littleton is also a member, and she is not available today. Okay, so all those papers that I handed out to you is because we have been struggling to get our meeting minutes approved. And Kevin, you said you were able to look at them anyway, right? So you don't need the paper ones, I don't think.
No, I'm good.
What Justin discovered is that February and March look the same. So I need to look at those. So we won't be able to approve those because I need to fix them. And then we can move on to April. You guys like what April looks like? That's when Kristen Levesque came from Greater Leadership Rochester and presented the sign that they wanted to design and put out.
Yeah, that one looked good.
That look good, okay. And then this is what our city park signs look like. So I took this picture and printed it out mainly because of the fact that it says city parks are open from dawn until dusk. Pets must be on a leash and stay out of playground area. Motorized vehicles and alcohol are prohibited. So that's on all of the signs in Oracle. So so I suppose at this time I would ask if anyone wants to make a motion to approve.
April, I will make a motion to approve the April minutes.
Okay. And then I'll second if that's okay. So. All right. So we finally have one done. May I am still struggling with to get that one prepared, so I will get that done via the Zoom YouTube video. Will help me make it officially what it should be. And then June 3rd looks different enough, right? So let's see. But this looks fishy because I said meeting minutes for May and June will need to be approved in July, but I have that on what I am calling the June minutes.
Yeah, we never had May minutes.
Right.
Skipped over those, so.
I'm not sure why I wrote whatever I wrote on this, but what you guys see for June 3rd, I hope is different than April. And what is it? Right, apparently I'm not done with this. June is literally the same as April. That doesn't make sense. Okay. So, can't do that one. What about July 1st that has this nice draft? Anybody have anything with that one?
Everything I see looks pretty good.
Right. Now, I do feel like it was lengthy, but then I just decided to leave it.
It's like, you did.
Yeah, but it was,
Okay. All right,
I make a motion to approve the July minutes.
awesome.
I'll second.
Fantastic. Oh, maybe Paul isn't gonna come today. So, but that's okay. He told me I don't have to remind him. But it is the day after election, he's probably so excited about things. Okay, so Kevin made a motion and Justin second, so we can be done with this one. Okay,
I'm the liaison, so I'll fill in for all of them.
oh yeah, you are the, yeah, thank you.
So we needed to revisit February, March. and May. May wasn't in there, but it
Yeah.
referenced,
Yeah, I didn't make me, yeah, completely. Yes,
and then, yeah, June also.
June.
simple June, those are, anyway, okay. So we did not have a meeting in January. We did not have one in September. In 2023, we had several meetings that we didn't have. And sometimes it was because we didn't have a quorum. Right now, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, but right now we aim for 3 out of 5 people to be our quorum. So with Kevin, myself, and Justin here, Don would technically be our 4th, and then we always end up kind of saying like Lance is our 5th, but he really isn't, because he wants to be ex officio. So I'm excited that, Jeff, that you're interested in participating, because that would be just
Yeah.
really helpful,
Anything to bump up those numbers.
right?
Make it
Yes.
happen. Bump
Yes.
up those numbers.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so before I continue on, we also have October's minutes that Justin prepared. What do you think? Are these good? I do know that Ryland needs D, so that's all I can see on there first, but, and it's possible, like, so I like how you have this set up here, but I wonder, can we call Ryland and Paul members, or do we need to have them as like council representatives maybe or
Have
something?
one.
And should we have them as in the member section or
Your
put them?
minutes, you can just say others. You have absent members and just write other, and then you can include,
Okay,
or, no, that's okay. You can put my name down by guest.
Yes.
The October meeting, Ron was here. I was a guest. I'm not a voting member when Paul's here, so. You should remove.
So where should Paul be most of the time? Should Paul be,
we put him written as a council represent, should we put him as a council representative versus a member?
Council liaison is the proper term for it.
There we go, really fancy.
I'm the alternative liaison. so.
I like it. Okay. Awesome. All right.
If you want to spell my name right, it's got a D on them and 2 H's too.
Oh, yeah, your last name is fun too.
Double whammy there. huh?
Uh-huh. I love it. Okay. And then, now, are we allowed to say with those changes, or do we have to look at those changes in December to be official? We probably can't approve something when we decided that we're gonna fix stuff.
Well, you can approve it as amended,
Approve it as amended. I like that. Okay.
the motion.
Yeah, so I'd like to make a motion to approve these as amended.
I'll second that.
All right.
Good question. Did you vote on the other? Joy mentioned, did you vote on the other motions already?
We haven't voted on any motions.
Okay.
Can we vote on them all together now? Just kidding. Supposed to do, we have 3 of them?
yeah, for the last ones, we have April and July that we have approval for.
Okay, all those in favor of approving April, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, and then any further discussion? And motion carries. Okay, do I say any further discussion at the end?
What's that?
Should I say that each time?
Yeah.
Discussion before you vote.
So I don't really have to, or do I say any further discussion each time? Be official.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. All those in favor of approving July, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same side. Any further discussion? Motion carries. And then October, is that our next one?
Yeah, that's the one. Yep.
All right, all of those in favor of approving October's minutes as amended, say aye.
Aye.
Do we get a motion?
Yes, so Kevin did a motion and I did the second. Thank you. So all those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Any further discussion? And motion carries. All right, fantastic. Well, unfortunately, we only got half of these done. I don't know what is going on with them. So this is what happens when you do too many things on your phone and then you don't really see what it is until you print it out. Okay. So now we can look at our November agenda. And keep going from there. I believe the two things that I wanted to talk about are on here, so I don't think I need to change anything. Let's see. Although I don't know if I have. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add review recommendations to the community engagement report with Rebecca Charles from Orinoco EDA. I wanna add the age-friendly Orinoco under that part too. And that reminds me, I need to check the email she wrote me back. Let's see, and then the review park committee bylaws is already on here, so that's good. All right, does anyone have anything else they want to add to the agenda? Okay. I'm gonna add something quick because Jeff is here. Jeff, is it okay if we ask council to approve you as a new member?
Absolute.
Fantastic. And it's Monday nights.
Okay,
Our normal meeting time is the first Monday.
okay.
And that's where we get in trouble with New Year's Day and Labor Day and stuff like that.
Excellent.
But that is something I wouldn't mind discussing, like, should we really be meeting monthly or change that? But that's not what we're gonna talk about this second, right? But, so I would like to make a motion to, suggest Jeff as a new member to council.
I'll second that.
All right,
As you could say, recommend approval.
yeah, what did I say? I don't know what I said, but recommend
Yeah,
approval.
recommend approval for Jeff
Okay.
Magnuson to join the committee.
Fantastic. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Right, pose same sign. Any further discussion? All right, fantastic.
What was Jeff's last name?
Manguson.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Pronounced Manguson, like a beef hotel, Angus Inn.
Ah! I like that. All right. Okay. Ryland, could you tell us about things about the Zumber Water Trail, please?
Sure. Well, at the October meeting, I mentioned we had a contract that was approved to work with the SEH engineering company. They'll be doing all the detailed engineering work on the project. And so we've had one Zoom call since that time, and we're still working on we did sign the contract. It was approved at council. As a contract services used to work on the trail and to use that $165,000 that was in the October minutes. And so right now, we're just starting we haven't had a meeting since then, so here, hopefully in November, we'll still kind of really kick things off. A lot of the effort's gonna come from the engineering group as opposed to myself. So, and then we'll be invoicing, they'll be invoicing us, and then we submit a reimbursement form to the LCCMR fund. They'll send us the funds out of that $165,000. They'll send it to us, and then we send our check to SEH. So the $165,000, we will not get that, or we won't receive that, but we'll submit whenever they get an invoice from them to the city, then we'll go ahead and ask for that reimbursement. And that way we can keep track of the money, what's been spent from the LCCMR side. And it's just a better way of, so it's a little bit different than what we did with SEH before. Before we held $60,000 and we drew from that. And we kept track of it on a spreadsheet, but in this case, they keep the money up in Minneapolis, and we request funding, just like we did with all of our PFA loans for the sewer project. We requested, they pay us, then we pay the contractor, so. A few more forms to fill out, quarterly reports to fill out, but I think SEH would do a lot of that paperwork for us, but we'll see. That's the plan.
So it's a straight in and out.
Yeah, it's just we're just a pass through.
Yeah.
You won't see it on our budget. So it's pretty clean, and
Yeah.
that's what you have to do to work with the state.
Sure.
Okay,
So that's what's happening there, so.
and then can you tell us about, so Kevin, or you're Kevin and you're Jeff, sorry. Jeff, I'll give you just a real quick thing. When I write down update on any DOT news near Highway 52, we're working on the land that is next to Highway 52 is still considered MnDOT property. And that means we can't do anything with it. So we worked out where MnDOT will actually put up the fence. Is this accurate? And then we would have the fence to protect people from not going on Highway 52. And then we're gonna buy the property. How do we?
Right.
Right? And then, so then it will be city property, so we would have the opportunity to put trails and different things on there.
So if you look at the master plan up there on the board.
Yeah, if you don't mind if I get a little bit closer to it.
Plan
Yeah,
and. when it
this
was
is
a nice-
literally from 2011, which is exciting, but we're still working on it, so I like it.
Basically, they never put MnDOT never put
This,
well, I call it the animal fence along that stretch. They built it all the way up to, on the south side of the lake. And then they started it up by the overpass and went on. And it's like, and that's, and if I'm to understand it right, Ryland, we're gotta pay something for that.
Right, so what happened,
Yeah, I don't.
It just infuriates me. It just,
when MnDOT did the development of 52, they bought those properties that were on the peninsulas that went into the lake,
Mhm.
and they bought it with bonding bill. So in order for them to get it off the books, we have to pay them. We have to pay MnDOT at $16,300 for, I think it's 7 acres between the 3 spots along 52. And so they'll put a fence in. It's their liability. It's their cost to put the fence in. That was the original agreement, so. And we have to pay that fund by the November 29th, so we'll be passing a resolution at the November 29th. The November 19th meeting, we'll be paying a resolution to purchase that, so.
Got it. Very cool.
wow.
So right now, we're looking at.
No?
One of those few things that makes my blood boil.
Kevin was the mayor back when they were doing all this work, and so he's got some whiskers about it.
Oh,
Because he was told another different story by some different people.
Oh.
And that we're dealing with the current
Yeah,
monument.
I had a friend that lived out on one of those peninsulas right before the bridge there. It was a cool place.
boy, I
back
know.
in
I
there.
remember servicing the power down there and
Yeah.
driving down
It was a
there.
neat little area.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So the next steps to get ready for the November 19th meeting. We'll be meeting with the MnDOT people. They're gonna show us where the right of way fence is gonna go. And the idea is that the only thing we're concerned about is that on the Alice Point, which is the furthest south peninsula, there's, and the preliminary drawings they've shown us, there's plenty of access between the river and where the fence starts. So the access comes under the Lake Shady Bridge and continues under the north and southbound Highway 52. And we don't have full agreement. So what happened was we had to build that pass under there to get to the lake bed to help with the dam removal and all the reconstruction of the river back in 2016, 2017. So at that time, MnDOT agreed to leave the path there and that's where it is, but we really don't have a permit as such, so that might be a discussion too, that we may have to do some paperwork. But it was designed, and they did review the design of the path under the Lake Shady, because we had to maintain an elevation and also put a riprap around.
sure.
And, isn't when they do the fence rather, they're gonna put a fence in between the two, between the highway there, cause
That's
that
not-
was an issue. They were saying, well, you can't go underneath there because there's no fence and it's
It hasn't been,
there.
we'll find out.
Okay,
I'll ask.
but it's
Right now, it hasn't
their,
been my attention.
and that portion is their right of way. And to me, they should just put 2 fences at each, right there at the top. It's just, they're worried about people crawling up there. It's like, well,
Their property,
I
not our
know.
property.
I know.
But I will ask them when we.
Yeah, I just want to I guess where I'm going with this is I just want to make sure that after we do all this purchase, they put the fence along there, that we can actually have the access to go under there and have it instead of having them, well, no, because there's not fences there. That was one of their first, that's what they kind of said to begin with. You know, they didn't want people walking under there because then they could walk up in between the two highways into the median, and it's like, put a fence up there then.
Fair question, I'll ask you.
I don't know if that's gonna stir up another, but it's gotta be dealt with because yeah, I just wanna make it so that we have that access. I mean, we had to pay for that road under there, so I wanna make sure that our community, our citizens have, that go from the west to the east and they wanna walk under there or walk out in the peninsula into the park area, that they can do that freely. That's one thing that's gotta be
Okay.
dealt with, so.
It is curious how the fence got missed.
Because the lake was there. The lake was the boundary.
The lake was the boundary in the past.
Well, when the lake was there, it covered the right of way up into the bank. So the river itself was a limited boundary. Kind of weak because you can get on the boat and walk up there, but I don't think they were.
So I remember Joy and I were in a meeting one time in 2000 or something. It was a long time ago. And one meeting had a turn lane past People's Energy Co-op. And then the next meeting, there was no turn lane past People's Co-op. And now last summer, or even just the summer before, I don't remember when they put all that fanciness in, but now all of a sudden the county's like, oh yeah, let's put all this stuff in there. So it's just a matter of things change as projects move along. And so we're finally getting caught up. So it's exciting. All right. So the resolution is all prepared and you're gonna actually go out with the people to look at where the
Yeah.
fence. Okay.
They're gonna stake it. Surveyor team is going to come out and stake it and show us where the fence is gonna be. So everybody's in agreement. And the idea was get all that done work before the 19th. So the council can approve everything and explain to them where the fence is gonna be at. And right now, the work is being scheduled by a contractor for next year.
Okay.
Sometime next year, summertime.
Which is faster than we originally thought.
Yeah, originally they were talking sometime between now and 2028.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they moved it up and said, okay, well, if we get this agreement, we'll have a contractor. Maintenance was going to do it originally, but they were gonna hire a contractor. And some contractor will put the fence in.
Okay. Awesome. Braylon, do you have anything else that we should ask you to update us on, or are those the two?
Sorry.
Do you have anything else that you'd want to update us on, or are those the
Um,
two big things?
The city council meetings, the only thing there for the Parks and Trails is the contract that I mentioned. And, I think Kevin or Joy's gonna talk about the grant
Yes.
funding, so.
All right. So let's move to that. So Justin, for our minutes, I would like to have it recorded that I'm visiting with Rebecca Charles about what she needs to know to search for basketball/pickleball courts at Memorial Park. And that's what I'm doing behind the scenes, I guess. You didn't get a chance to go over there and look at that. And that's maybe why we meet monthly, to remind ourselves of what we were gonna do.
You know, we went down and actually played some tennis down in River Park a
Okay,
few
yes,
weeks
tell
ago.
us.
And,
Sorry,
I just, I don't know if we'll be able to get something that big over there. If we could do
Yeah,
a pickleball court and then like, I don't even know if it'd be a full half court, basketball.
would a pickleball court officially be smaller than a tennis court?
Yes.
yes. You could probably do 2 pickleball courts. Well,
Yeah.
no, one pickleball court.
So, because we do have pickleball lines at River
At River
Park.
Park, yeah.
Right? I was the one that was able to get the piece of wood that you probably have to help maintain.
Thank you for that.
You're so
I
welcome.
will help maintain that. I use it a lot. Great practice.
Isn't it nice?
I love it. It's excellent. It's
Good.
awesome.
Good, okay, so it would be neat, and that's what I'm researching with Rebecca for parks, and specifically. And then Joy, do you even have some written documentation you want to share, or do you want Kevin to talk about age friendly?
Up there?
Sure, that sounds fancy. So Joy,
Could be informal, so.
Joy Bertzinger is going to present the grant, application that age friendly Orinoco area.
Inc.
I know, right?
Is a committee, but Age Friendly Orinoco Area is a group. Kevin's part of it, Ryland's part of it. And other residents from Orinoco are part of it and some on township. And what we're looking at is how to make Orinoco age friendly, so people as we age can use the amenities within Orinoco. And so what do we need? How do we do that? And how can we plan it before instead of right when we need it? So we came up with an opportunity to talk about a new grant, and it's Age Friendly Minnesota that's putting this grant on, and you could get up to $80,000. So just happened to mention it to Rebecca. I'm like, $80,000. And she's like, oh yeah, we could do it. We were thinking, maybe next year if it comes up again, because our group is relatively, 2 years
Yeah.
in the making. So in talking with her, she's like, yeah. I'm like, well, yeah, but the grant has to be put in by November 8th. And this was like
October
So
22nd.
2 days from now. Okay.
And she's like, no problem.
Yeah.
What do you need? So we met representatives of the committee with Rebecca, and she said that she would put together a grant and what is it that we thought we needed. And part of it, the grant would be to evaluate all the city parks, the trails, to find out what do you have? How could you make them into age friendly? What amenities do you need? Like you're talking about the pickleball courts. Is, this park better situated for that? Or is this park better situated? What kind of grant monies are out there? And so she wrote up in the grant to hire a consultant to go through to assess the parks. So we thought that would be of value to the city of Orinoco to find out, what do you have in parks? What could you offer? Is it feasible to put on-site bathrooms that are permanent? Is it feasible to have water on site? So as you're walking the trails, you could fill up your water jug. So things like that is what we're looking at. Places to put a bench, places maybe for picnic tables. So in this whole process, if we get that, selected, then we could come and talk with the Parks Committee and say, what is it that you think you would like to have in what they're looking for? Was it RFP? Is that what you're called? Anyway.
Request for proposal?
Yep. To just ask this company, what could you do? So that's part of the grant. Another part of the grant is to try to get our seniors group going again. And also check for affordable housing study within the city of Orinoco, as far as for seniors. So we just want you to be aware that we're working on this on your behalf. The grant is a no cost to the city. There's no matching funds that are needed. All the funds, if we do get accepted, would go through the EDA, but with age friendly kind of helping. And then saying, we want to work with the parks or maybe work with the fire department on this and such. So we have several groups going together. Kevin, Ryland, anything else?
Just a small aspect of this, as far as our community engagement, paying for logistics for putting on future community engagement.
Great.
Like we did
Great, so-
last February, the cost to do that, the public, it's not very much cost, but the point is that we could have fundings to do that. Maybe a speaker system, I think was also part of that plan, so just kind of.
Yeah, that was part of one of the big questions we had. Just given some past history, if you can use the city speaker system or not be able to use the city speaker system. We find with aging adults, myself included, we have hearing difficulties. And if you don't have a good mic, if somebody's walking back and forth, it's hard for them to hear. So that's what we're looking at. In a portable system, if you go to, say, maybe the VFW to have a meeting, a presentation, you could bring that with you. It wouldn't be something that the city itself would own. So,
Well, and that's the story with the Zoom in this room. It's not as easy to use as like age-friendly. Could they put on a program and use this? Or is there
Well,
something about that, right?
But right now, the rental for these rooms does not include any of this equipment.
right.
So that's why, like in the case of the public forum, Joy and the Lions Club had to come up with their own alternative system of recording it and microphoning. So there's a gentleman at the fire department that came over and helped them, so.
Yeah.
So that's what this would use. We'd have our own system.
Right.
So if we go to the Grace Lutheran or Presbyterian Church, we can have those kind of activities in these different places and have a speaker system.
Because we learned when we asked the city council if we could use the Zoom for the public forum to let everybody know. They were concerned that other committees or other groups other than the city sponsored groups would use it. So that's where we just kind of scrambled. Like Ryland said, we had help with, my son helped, fire department helped, put everything together, so. It worked well. It's a grant that has about 15-month cycle. So when you get the money, you have about 15 months and you have to spend it.
How much could be spent on just doing the survey, do you think?
The
5,000.
one that you're talking about for the park?
Yeah.
Okay, for the actual park assessment, we have about $30,600 in that budget. And that includes, speaking with people, having the RFP, having a contract to have somebody come in and do the work. So you're not having to do this.
Very sorry.
I have
Yeah.
engagement, I have some very rude.
All right,
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Listen to the minutes next time.
all right.
Potentially December 2nd.
Yeah, right? Sounds good. Thanks, Jeff. I love it. That money wouldn't necessarily be used to buy a bench.
It depends on how much is left over.
So it's a possibility that it could be used to buy some equipment, maybe.
Yeah, that's kind of, there's wording in the grant, so it's kind of like of a touchy thing. Can you
I know,
buy this
right?
or can you not? And so I think Rebecca is the one that you would need to ask specifically. So.
Yeah, that's one really nice advantage by having an EDA and an EDA person like Rebecca to go out and search for those grants. The grants are there. It's just we've never had city staff to do that, take the time to do that. So Rebecca brings that to the city as a whole, whether it's council or EDA or age-friendly, she can do that, so.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Does anyone have any questions for Joy? I think that's pretty exciting.
Definitely.
No, and I think one of the things with a park assessment, once you actually have a plan, a park assessment, then Rebecca can look for grant money or equipment.
That's true.
So
I
those,
like it.
so those, just a couple of comments about the assessment. So what we'll do is probably go to people like engineering companies, they have planning services like Stantec or anybody, because they did the landscaping and the planning for Alice Park. So those are the kinds of how we would use the funds to get to do those feasibility studies, so to assess our parks.
The feasibility studies for what, though?
For the parks, assessments for the parks,
Right,
for the amenities.
amenity, okay. I like it.
And so that might be something where you were gonna talk with Rebecca about the pickleball court. she's thinking that if we got this grant, that would be probably the first 2 quarters of next year to actually get the assessment done. And then you could, from that assessment, that would help you look for pickleball court information.
Nice. All right, thank you. Okay, next on our agenda was to review city council minutes, and we usually can't see October minutes. But, I don't know if there was anything. Well, is there anything from city council that we want to talk about for parks right now, or, I don't know. I think we're
I
good.
don't, yes.
I don't really have
Unless John has
anything. I
something
mean,
from Public Works.
I think, like, right now, we're just kind of trying to clean everything up and get ready for change of season here and fleece them all up, get them ready for, put to bed, so to speak, but yeah, nothing that stands out.
Right, are you guys still, taking picnic tables out to store them for the winter? What's
We
happening?
will, that's on the radar here real soon, that we'll get them put away in the pavilion at the city park here.
Okay,
As well as all the trash cans get picked up and stored away in there too and everything, but yeah.
how many full-time public works employees do we have now?
Right now, at the moment, we have 3.
Right, John, and Kane? Okay, and your responsibility, like, did we hire someone to be in charge of the wastewater treatment plant, or do you guys have to support that too?
People services takes care of that as subcontractor, basically.
So it's subcontracted,
Basically, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Be a good,
they're a contract to operate this,
yeah.
operate the system, and our Public Works people do some shadowing out there to get some hours.
okay, and support them and,
Do some groundskeeping more than anything I'd say out there, we do the mowing and whatever, like, not so much maintenance yet, everything's brand new, but
right? How big is the area that the city has? Is it a couple acres that you end up mowing?
all in all.
No, at the wastewater treatment plant area.
The footprint is at Ryland out there, offhand?
There's a person there, but he's not there all the time. He just comes and checks.
No,
But
she was
like
just
for-
asking how big a
Size of the
footprint, the
footprint.
size of the area that we maintain as far as mowing out there.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
You know?
I don't remember what the size was, but I mean, we went to the tour, I went to the tour here last week. That was awesome. That was something else. I mean, it's neat to know that it's the number one, or it's the newest sewer plant in the entire state of Minnesota. So
That makes sense.
that's pretty impressive. All the technology and everything.
And John, I really like you being here, and I don't expect you to like come here and give us a report of anything.
Well,
But do you have
absolutely.
anything or that you can think of?
Nothing that stands out right now. I know, I was thinking of you here a few minutes ago and you said you're playing, tennis down in River Park. We just did recently take down
Okay.
I don't know if you noticed that or not, but we're
The
gonna,
the net?
yeah, and it probably won't get back up to, I'm assuming spring now, but,
Yeah.
and then a new one. this
Yeah, I
spring.
noticed
That
it.
one's getting old.
And you guys tried to tape it? Somebody tried to
Somebody
tape it?
had, I think, even before I started here over a year ago now, so it had been, patched up and repaired a little bit, so I think that's on the radar for a new one this spring, but
Of course, it took us like the entire summer and my daughter's like, let's go play tennis down there. Okay, it's,
And then it's October.
yeah.
I know,
we
I
did,
know.
we did go through and mow it the other day and like I said, fleece it all up, did a bunch of cleanup and especially, try and keep it sharp. I don't know, we have, I think, pretty awesome parks, get a lot of compliments and when we're out there working.
They're very beautiful parks we've got.
As well as like everything we maintain out here, just got a nice compliment from Corey Allen the other day that was, came through town or whatever, and he saw it, ran into him somewhere, he says everything looks beautiful and complimented how it's
Fantastic.
man, or landscape, or just the
Well,
groundskeeping type
yeah,
stuff.
and the road right of ways are
Yeah, right of
impressive
ways.
to me because I remember when we used to have the township come and they'd mow maybe once a year.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
Once
you
or,
get
and,
half it
now,
on the
I mean, you
pad.
come down the big frontage roads and it's just groomed, it's just,
Yeah,
you know, and it's just,
it looks a lot
looks,
nicer.
and it's just the entrance coming into our community, whether
Right.
east side, west side, doesn't matter, but it
Right.
all looks really nice. I gotta commend you guys for that, that's so.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah, it does look nice. I think so
Yeah.
too. So.
That's good. You got 3 full-time people. That's helpful. All right. So I'm kind of just gonna skip over the review park plan ordinance for developments in Orinoco. I think. Is that even would that be being reviewed by EDA or something else? Something else, something's being reviewed, isn't it?
P and Z is reviewing our
Yes, P and
planning
Z.
codes, section 151 or code 151. And the planning codes are
Okay.
the R1, R2, B1, B2, setbacks, square footage of parking lots, user permits for those different zones, so. I'm not sure parks are part of that or not at first. But I think that's what you're asking, so they're doing it for P and Z.
Yeah, because back in the day, you know, it was like 10% of the land space would be turned into a park, or a certain amount of money would be given in lieu of
That's all
that.
part of subdivision
Yeah.
development agreements, you know.
Mhm.
So it's just something that, with new developments coming in, you know, that's something that we just continue to talk about because we have so many parks. But then again, they might not be enough for the number of
Would you
people.
guys wanna take on another park or two?
Better to me. I'll get as many as you want me.
Right, right. So, okay, so our committee bylaws state that we should have 7 members, and I've been involved officially since 2017, and I don't think we've had more than 5 official members since then. It would be great so they asked me if I wanted to put anything in the December newsletter. And so I can put in there that we would like more people to help us with parks. So we can try to reach that 7-member goal. I would, there were some, like the people that were on the ballot. I feel like does anyone know them that they would reach out to them, or otherwise I could reach out to some of the people that were on there?
That's where Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff was on the ballot.
Jeff was on there?
Yep.
Yeah.
For that, all
2
those
years.
many people? One? Okay,
So yeah, there's 3 new people, Jeff, Marie and Dan. As it turns out, Dan Spring and Maria were elected to the council.
okay,
Jeff was the 3rd one, so you see here tonight, which is great.
yeah.
So, well, you know, other people.
Yeah, you did.
I did them.
You did great. That's good. Thank you, Joy. Joy says she's still not ready to sign up as a member again, or are you? Are you thinking about it?
I'll see, but
I know.
just like on the history, age friendly and.
Yeah,
It adds up.
oh, sure.
It really
It's like
does.
it's, you know,
And
it's- I just think that we could put something possibly in the newsletter or something just to the community and say if anybody's really interested in helping and maybe becoming a park member,
I can send something out to our Facebook group in our neighborhood.
you know, because I mean, also it's meet once a month,
Yeah.
and so we could get maybe a couple more community members, you know, that are interested.
What about,
I'm not a member, so I raise my hand.
I thought about talking to my dad. He's an Orinoco Township member, lives down in Cedar Beach. But I know he'd like this sort of thing. He likes volunteer and stuff like that, so.
yeah, Ron Fuller lives on Lake Zumbro and he comes to visit with us too. So yeah, that's cool. And Joy, what were you gonna say?
I think by ordinance or by bylaws, you have to post it. The city has to post it, actually, starting in October.
That there's
So-
openings?
Yeah, so
Okay.
they should, maybe put it something on the agenda for November and maybe contact Jason and ask him to put it on the city's Facebook page
Right, can we reach out to friends on our, like, he has a neighborhood Facebook thing? I mean, we can do that already,
Yeah,
right?
is that the citizens Facebook page?
I think we have a Cedar Woodlands, just
That's
a
neat.
Facebook page. that people
Because
can-
there's the Orinoco Citizens
you know,
Facebook page.
So, yeah, so, and then that should just be that can be included on the city council agenda too, that we're looking for more
I would think
members.
you have to, if you have openings, you have to legally post that
Okay.
you have
Post
it.
the openings.
Openings, yeah.
And then I think, Katie, were you gonna mention about the ex officio members, like council reps do not have a vote?
Correct. And ex officio don't necessarily have a vote. And that's where we're having, well, and then you don't see Lance here tonight, right? So, but Ryland looks like he's thinking about that. So it's something for us to look at. What was written in 2012.
It's in the bylaws.
Oh, that's what I was gonna ask, the bylaws.
Yeah,
You're gonna talk about that too tonight. Do you have copies of that?
yeah, so that's what we're talking about right now. So it's from 2012, and I've emailed them before from Lance, but let's see, where do I have those that I can just read them?
To go back and ask a question a bit ago about,
Yes,
the planning and zoning are looking at the 151 codes. The parks is a code 93. Parks
Oh,
and Recreation, so
okay.
it's not being looked at by the engineering group, so
oh, okay. Well, what does code 93 say?
Parks and Recreation, so it but doesn't have. I just look at the titles, operation management, definitions, regulations, exemptions, hours.
So then we would need to look at the subdivision code?
93, yes.
Code, okay,
So I think a little history on the parks. I don't think there was ever a park committee until like the 2000, when I was like the 2000 council mayor. Because Adam Braze was, I remember reaching out to the community.
Yeah.
Kevin, I think you were
Yeah,
on part of that.
yeah,
And just say, hey, we got these parks, anybody want to start a parks committee? And Adam Brace is the one who,
yeah,
he started it and he, got money and he went to like, the park equipment
Yeah.
people and had actual, remember that
yeah.
big drawing?
That's how these got built.
So, that's why it's so recent, 2012 with the bylaws, because I think we just like, okay, a parks committee with no actual incorporation part. So I'm glad to see when Katie showed that to me.
Yeah.
And that was after I was done with council.
But yeah, we built the one over there in Riverwood Hills.
Yeah.
We built that, and then we built the one at the ballpark, and then we went down to River Park, and I mean,
But I know-
and it was amazing, because we had a lot of volunteers, and
It was a really.
it was something else. I mean, somebody brought in I can't remember, but somebody brought in a skid steer with a drill on it, and everybody's looking around, and they go, well, McDermott, you gonna run it? Okay. So, yeah, we did it. It turned out perfect. I mean, it was just, but it was a lot of work. I mean, it was just a lot of planning but like I said, Adam really stepped up, and he was the one that really got the equipment stuff lined up and ideas so that we could vote on what we wanted and ran with it, so.
So your parks and working together like that is a real community building, feel good thing that can happen. And
Yeah.
so it's really great that you guys are still meeting and continuing, because I think it's good for more than just going to the parks, but the whole concept of working together on the parks is good.
yeah, we've done the biggest accomplishment recently is pulling garlic mustard. Yes, so that's exciting. And then you guys in parks, did you guys empty the flower pots for us?
Yeah, a little bit the other day. I took down whatever those red things were.
Yeah, the
Castor beans,
castor tea plant.
And then Kane and I kind of fleeced it up a little bit the other day out there.
So
Probably
you're
did a little
saying-
More, but
Are you saying fleece?
yeah, fleeced it up, cleaned it up,
I like this word. I've been hearing you
Sorry,
say
yeah.
it. I'm like fleeced it up. So that's a way of saying cleaning it up, preparing for winter. I like it. Okay.
Over and fleece my yard for me.
I know, right? Right?
I noticed we got your lawn growing again real nice down there by your hydrant, so.
Every time you clean my hydrant out, I have to mow the grass.
Yeah, now you have one more, yeah, bring the mower out again.
True, oh my gosh. Ryland, right now I am sending you the bylaws and operating procedures that were, printed in February of this is February 23, but I don't know, I thought it was 2012. Anyway, I have a couple of different things. I have this one and then I have, another document from 2012, and I think I sent these to you guys. Do you guys remember seeing this stuff? Or not really? But are those official things or what, I guess is my question too. But they are definitely good things to strive for. I don't know. Like, what does the city say that our committee has to do? Does the city have like formal things that it says the Parks Committee needs to be made up of?
You know, the EDA has bylaws, water and sewer, I'm not aware of any bylaws. I know something Jason's asking all the committees to do that, who doesn't have it. Put
Okay,
together bylaws, talk about the terms and stuff like that, and so.
yeah, because we really haven't been following them.
Serves, and so, yeah, it's all good stuff, so.
Do you guys think you've seen these before? Like, do we?
It's been a long time if I have. I know that we've got them, or there's. Frankly, I wouldn't know how to get to them unless somebody sends me them and.
Right, I'm gonna send it to.
Get them from the city, ask them to, send them to the committee members and then we each have a copy of them or something, so.
That's the type of thing.
Right now, I'm sending them to you guys from my actual personal account instead of the Orinoco one, which I'm probably supposed to do it from, but it's easier.
Via email?
I think whatever date
I
that
think
was,
so. Yeah,
that should have been approved by council. So what should be a date?
yeah, there's no date, no signature on here.
You got that from Lance?
Yeah. And it said so many things about 2012 on it.
Yeah.
So if you want to update the bylaws, like Joey said, I think it'd be good to have a date and a signature or committee members or something as of this date,
Yeah,
just
that's
for
true.
documentation purposes. If members change, the bylaws may,
Let's see,
I
I'm
don't know if
gonna,
you need names, but
well, let me just read these, 5 pair, well, I don't know, I guess I really don't need to read them to you, but I think it is interesting, to strive for a committee consisting of 7 Orinoco citizens. And then to be official, so it says to be appointed by the city council to 3-year terms and may be appointed for 1 additional term. And unfortunately, we just haven't had enough people to actually turn it over, like I said, I've been doing this since 2017 officially, but I started coming to meetings in 1998, 99 when I moved here. And it's exciting to have the new people that were showing interest in council too, so we'll get things going there. Okay,
just one of the comments with the bylaws like we did on Gold Rush. We reviewed
Yes.
it every November,
oh, okay, officially
keen
review.
to get into, do an annual review of the bylaws and
Okay.
any changes, spellings, periods, whatever.
All right. Anyone else want to say anything more about those things? I guess in December, I could come up with something that we already have started here and then we can vote on it or something. Like, do we leave everything? I guess what I just sent you guys, let me know if you think there's anything you want different. You can email me that later too, and then we can talk about it
You'd see,
in December.
planning and zoning.
And it's online?
This is the same one.
No, yeah, so it'd be good to have P and Z to have bylaws.
I'm trying to research.
Oh, they don't have any.
It's in our ordinances under some of the makeup of the planning.
Right.
I think we got to have bylaws like water and sewer,
And
planning and zoning.
1968, we formed it. Ordinance number 10. I just found this week, I've been researching,
Wow.
so they've got more coming.
68, you said?
Yeah, the city was incorporated,
Oh, the city was incorporated in 1968.
yeah, I think it was 1968, yeah.
Nice.
Pat Hall's probably still taking care of the dam at that point, huh?
Oh, yeah. The Whitliffs and, yes. Oh, cool. Okay, so at this time, I don't know, does anyone have anything? I already said thank you to John for, fleecing the planters. So thank you for doing that.
Well, it wasn't much and it probably should be a
You
little
think-
more.
You think
there,
more
but-
should happen to them?
Well, just, we can clean them up a little better than we were kind of just
Okay,
passing by and had a few.
I mean, they're still full of dirt.
Yeah, they're still full of dirt.
well,
I
I
think, but
think we leave.
should
the
probably
dirt-
just skim them off
Don't we?
and, well, they could be cleaned up a little bit better, but. yeah.
So just note, if you guys are doing anything in there, how far down do you think those are, a foot?
Probably 18
Yeah.
inches maybe.
What do you
No,
think
I-
about those? Should those stay in there or should they be taken out? I think, I don't know,
As long as there's no water in them, they should be fine.
right? Okay.
They've been like that for the last, however many years they've been there.
Well, the
Well,
water.
those waters are brand new,
Oh,
Those
okay.
waters in there, but
but I also don't think, I don't know if Dawn was ever putting water in the thing to make it. I don't know, like we were supposed to fill that, the little spigot with water every once in a while if it got dry.
which it was very dry.
I know, very dry, but they grew. Okay,
As long as they look good, I mean.
right? I wanna say thank you to, is it Houts Landscaping? That put plants in by the sign by Tilly's? It was Houts Landscaping, yeah, and he said that they're gonna maintain it. So it was kind of like, all of a sudden the plants were there. I mean, they were gonna, so apparently they're gonna be responsible for it a little bit. And then as far as I know, nothing's gonna happen out here under the sign, cause I think that's what Parks was kind of deciding, or what have you heard?
I haven't heard much about it, but I know we probably should get it put back together out there a little something maybe, or it's, I'll do whatever I'm told, I guess, you know. it's not really- Yes, would be nice to have some flowers around it again and kind of, you know, we took out all the timbers that were around there, obviously, and right now it's just back to being grass all around it and mold, which doesn't look bad either, I guess, but
Yeah,
it's up to.
Kutz, Kutz,
That was at, Memorial Park.
landscaping. Yeah, they, put some landscaping by the sign there.
So
And,
yeah, at the October meeting, Jim Phillips just made a comment that Couts Landscaping had decorated around the sign, you know, that's the first time I had heard anything about it. I don't know if you had heard anything about it or.
I thought they were gonna come to an October meeting of Parks and Trails and ask us if we thought that was a good idea. And then all of a sudden, and yeah, so it was a pleasant surprise, but hopefully they'll be willing to maintain it. If that's what they wanna do. And I don't know, maybe as a city, do we need to have anything official about that?
Well, it's no different than what Dawn was doing, you know, didn't she do?
So it's like they're volunteering, right? To like,
volunteering to do that, yeah.
okay. So that's what we can call
But
it.
it would be nice for the process to come to Parks and Trails. Is it okay if we do this? And
Yeah, I mean, if there's anyone that would be interested in maintaining something under the sign out there, I don't really wanna ask city staff to do that right now. To add any landscaping by the sign. But,
well, you got this winter to think about before.
I know,
So,
so,
But I
okay.
mean, it wouldn't be hard to do what Coats did over there. I mean, it's not real anything major. It definitely looks nice. I like it.
Everybody still have to drive over there.
It's not, you know, it's pretty basic stuff that any, you know, but it was kind of nice that someone actually stepped up and did something.
Yeah.
Better than weeds and dirt.
Yeah.
Well, cause you guys mow over there too, right? Yeah, okay. Does anyone have anything else that they wanna share about Now, I should really make you just come across the highway, Kevin.
What the hell? What?
But I can just show you what it looked like when it was first done.
Oh, yeah, wow, that is sharp.
Yeah, isn't that good?
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's, I don't know why
Joe, you've
and once in
probably
a while I
made.
drive over there, but I haven't been over there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's perennials in there. So
Is that a rock there?
I think they are
Several
rocks.
rocks in there.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm sure you've seen it because you mowed around it. I love it.
Oh,
Okay,
it's really nice.
so
Well, Should we as the, well, I guess, maybe not the parks, but the city send a thank you to him? Or should,
Mark's good,
yeah,
yeah.
we could, I mean,
or I wonder if Kane, no. I don't know.
I mean, so I guess if Couch did that on his own, just,
Yeah.
I think
I think
the
it's,
community, either it's parks or somebody, we ought to acknowledge this and
right,
thank him so that he understands it.
right,
We noticed and
yes.
it's, yeah,
And I do believe he did visit with Kane.
okay.
Yeah, I guess I don't
So-
know whether he did or didn't.
All right, I'll report back in December that I did some kind of a thank you. He's kind of our neighbor, isn't he, Joy? Right? He's on that road behind your road, well, over there, behind the park.
Yeah.
Okay, does anyone have anything they wanna say about any of the other parks right now? Did you get all your bluebird houses? Oh,
I still gotta get done to Orinoco Park at some point.
Justin,
My mom's coming up next week, and that's something we can go to.
your mom will come and do that with you?
Help me.
Okay. Oh, yeah, she would love that. Okay, let's see, anything else you can think of? I guess I have a question, John. How do you guys decide which, parks get like snow removal?
I think, pretty much all of them do as far as, like, I don't know, last year, Cowden didn't really, there wasn't a driveway, so to speak, was all tore up and kinda,
So
so that
Cowden
one
got
didn't
torn up
get, didn't
too, huh?
get too much attention last winter, but like, if it's got a parking lot or anything like that, we just.
Cause does
No,
Garden
let's do
Park, the little parking spot there get cleared or
It's
maybe?
not really there's really no parking spot for Garden Park. It's
Not anymore.
access to there's the lift station there with a. But that's more for access for maintenance type vehicles or whatever, but, and we will keep that area clean this year, obviously, you know, we're gonna.
But-
Keep all that stuff clean and free, but,
I would imagine Alice Park will be closed off,
oh, yeah, yeah.
so that'll be good.
Yeah.
And when will you guys decide to do that? Probably the first,
Well, it's
or maybe
kind of
soon. just because-
weather permitting, I would imagine, it's, it all depends, if it doesn't, stays like this all year, I guess you really don't have to worry about it, but.
Cause that was,
It's snow and ice.
Snow and ice, then you're gonna,
Then you're gonna want.
Somebody's gonna end up
Right.
in a real bad place.
cause,
Enough parking out here for the election yesterday, I thought we were gonna have to tow vehicles out of the streets over
Oh,
here.
man, I see that down along the edge of the road,
Man, it's tore
that's
up
gonna
over there.
be,
I felt bad. I did
That's-
see a pipe like exposed, one of the black and yellow in the ditch right by the exit to here.
Hmm.
That was exposed yesterday when I parked by it, but yeah, cause like you said, it was a mess. The ditches were a mess. When you guys were talking about the grant and providing, like bathroom abilities, there's a couple of our parks that maybe we almost would want year round. Especially since we're living in the tropics nowadays, but I don't know, like I would think that like Memorial Park would be a good one. Maybe have a porta potty year round, but am I crazy to say that, or what do you guys think?
I just say not,
Don't worry about it.
midwinter time, I just don't, it's not.
I think the reason why we didn't is because we have 2 gas stations now.
Well, yeah, and it's just,
Okay.
I mean, in this sub-zero temperature and you put one of them out there and it's like,
Okay, so it's still.
I
doesn't
just
really
don't
work.
think it'd be I'm just giving my opinion, but I just don't think that's
For some
really.
reason, we could never have a skating rink over there, it's maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if you had a year-round rink or something, then I don't
Is
know,
there
but it'd
gonna
be,
be an ice rink here this year? Do you know?
like the guy, I think Lions Clubs are rebuilding they're rebuilding the hockey boards.
Are they?
Boards, yeah.
Well, that's exciting.
They're getting pretty old, the ones that I helped build them the first go around,
Yeah.
or when we did. Adam Haney and I and a bunch of guys back in the days, just kind of do that stuff once in a while on a Saturday or something and.
I
Yeah,
like it. Okay,
yeah, actually I was. Speaking of that sort of thing, I was going, I got a deal popped up on my phone the other day from, oh, what was it? It's way up here. When we redid a pile of picnic tables, when Kane was still living in the park over there. And, I got pictures of making the picnic tables up over there in, May 26th, 2013.
Oh, wow.
Pile was up. Yeah.
let me see. Oh, that's
I think I
awesome.
vaguely remember something about that.
That was even in the
Watching-
old shed up here,
That was the
probably.
garage, the park
garage.
garage right there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. In fact, I think I was the one that came up with the idea. We rounded the corners, there was a pint glass of beer sitting there, so I set it on the edge of the corner. And then we had to do it to every single one of them.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love it. Well, I'm glad to hear that things are in the works for the ice rink. That is good.
It's more of a Lions deal there. than,
Yeah.
You know, they're
Lions.
in charge of that, but yeah.
And I think city-wise, have we been leaving this, is that even still out there? It's still out there, isn't it?
Should.
The warming filter thing?
Not there right now, but.
Right,
it's-
it isn't there.
It's just the old shop site
Yeah.
on the slab.
Oh, it's up on the hill?
Yep.
Ah, interesting. Okay. But that'll maybe make its way back over here then for that. I was finding it curious when it was here like year round. I'm like, should we lock it? But it's fine, right?
Well, I don't know if whether it had a lock on it or not. I guess I never.
I know.
Much attention.
I'm ready to go too, Joy. Anybody else ready to go? Who wants to make a motion to?
I will make a motion to adjourn at
All right.
8:09.
I'll second that.
I love it. Joy, I'm glad you made
Thank
it
you.
back in time.
I know.
Thank